Here's a little blast from the past for you. This is the Pokedex from Tiger Electronics. This thing came out in 1999. It was pretty cool. Something that was really handy to have if you didn't have internet. This thing doesn't feel very cheap, it's got a nice weight to it, and Tiger Electronics was kind of notorious for making cheap electronic games. If we turn this thing around, we'll find two doors that will hold two CR2032 batteries for a backup and a main battery. This thing does save whatever you type into it, and if you want to get rid of it manually, you can do so, or if you want to wipe everything, you just press this button. Okay, enough of the outside of this thing. Let's open it up by pressing the button on the side, and at first glance, this thing looks really complicated. It's got a number pad, a D-pad, and a keyboard, and a bunch of other buttons, but I assure you, it's a really simplistic device. The buttons on this thing are rubberized, which is kind of nice, and an awkward picture of Ash throwing Pikachu into battle. I bought this thing used on eBay, so I knew there was a little bit of wear, like this mark right here. With LCD screens like this, if you pressed on the screen too hard, or they just got old or whatever, it would leave a mark like this that would just stay there for the rest of time. The two major flaws with this is, one, it's not a QWERTY keyboard, and the door doesn't fold all the way back, so holding this thing, there's really only two ways to do it, and both of them are really uncomfortable, and your hand's gonna start to cramp up after a while. Alright, let's turn this thing on, and we're greeted by a Pokemon Pokedex logo, and, of course, Pikachu. Pika Pika, yes. And once we press enter, we are greeted with the menu, which has a bunch of different options like page, favorites, sort, capture, password, clock, and calculator. Yes, wow. And back in the 90s, even still in 1999, not a lot of people had internet yet, so this was kind of a nice thing to have because you could still learn about your favorite Pokemon. So for example, if I type in Geodude, I get his number and a moving portrait of him, which is the coolest thing in the world. This thing is like a Pokédex, you know, in the simplest form it could possibly be, I guess. But in the 90s, this thing was so awesome to have. It told you their height, their weight, told you their type, and it even told you all of the moves that they start out with. Oh yeah, that's right. You were a Pokemon master if you had this. Another thing you can do is catalog your favorite Pokemon into this device and search by sorting through different attributes like height, weight, strength, and type if you don't know their Pokemon number. The next option we're going to look at is capture. This one allows you to make a capture list of ones that you want to catch or ones that you have already caught. I haven't caught any because I'm a pleb. There is a password option for this device, but I don't see the point, so we're going to look at the clock. Once you click on the clock, it shows you the owner's name of the Pokédex, the date, the day of the week, and of course the time. It's 10:07 a.m. and you can choose if you want the sound off or on, but I like the bleeps and bloops, baby. And we reach our final option, which is the calculator mode. This thing is pretty handy. It's just a standard calculator, but you could probably use it if you're playing the actual Pokemon card game as well to calculate damage and whatnot. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot, so I would always have my own special Yu-Gi-Oh! Calculator with me whenever I would battle anyone, so it comes in handy for sure. And that's pretty much everything for this little device. Like I said, it's a super simplistic toy, something that back in the 90s would have been awesome to have as a kid. It made you feel like a true Pokemon trainer, and being a little kid, Pokemon was everything, so having this, it made you the coolest kid in the world. There's really not much use for it now. It's just a novelty collector's item at this point, something that is awesome to have in a Pokemon collection for sure, but all I really use it for now is to just look up my favorite Pokemon sprites on this weird LCD screen. So yeah, that is the Pokemon Pokédex from Tiger Electronics from 1999. I'm not sure if Tiger Electronics made the other Pokédex toys, but there are others for the later generations, and I do plan on getting those and reviewing them eventually. So that is all for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you so much for watching. And that's going to be all for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button and share the video. Subscribing to the channel is a thing you can do if you want to support it. I upload every Thursday, so there's always something to watch. Go check me out on Instagram and Facebook. Links are down below in the description. And I will see you guys next Thursday. Peace!